Hi everyone, I'm Sophia and I'm the host of Cyber Review. Today we're talking with Katia Dean about her book, The Struggle is Real, a blueprint to excelling into the cybersecurity discipline. Katia Dean takes you on a journey through the struggles of finding employment during a layoff and a government shutdown. The readers will know that everyone goes through the same struggles but in different paths. The valuable information she shares in her book will get you on the right track to start your career in cybersecurity. Welcome, Katia. Thank you for joining us today. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Okay, that's great. So tell us, how did you get into cybersecurity?
Yes, well, I actually started my career. I have an undergrad in electronic engineering from Cleveland State University, and I actually got into cybersecurity from volunteering at this STEMing event for young girls for middle school and high school students. And it was during appreciation night where they were going over the workshops, and one of the workshops was cybersecurity. Never heard of cybersecurity. I didn't know what it was. So the the next summer, I actually volunteered for a cybersecurity workshop, which was basically they had to get a file, decode the message, write a report. And I said, oh, this sounds interesting. So I said, let me do some more research about cybersecurity and see what type of degrees were out there. So I actually did some research and decided to get my master's from University of Maryland, University College.
Okay, that's great. And what does cybersecurity mean to you then?
To me, cybersecurity actually means, as we know in the world out there, cybersecurity is always depicted as, you're stopping the bad guys, the hackers, all these ransomware attacks. However, that's only one side of cybersecurity. And a lot of people think that you have to be technical, but there is a non-technical side of cybersecurity. However, I like Dr. Haseeb's definition of cybersecurity, which is basically cybersecurity is the mission focused and risk optimized governance of information, which maximizes confidentiality, integrity, and availability
Yeah.
using a balanced mix of people, policy, and technology while improving over time. And the reason why I like that definition is because, one, people understand that you need people, technology, and also a process to make sure that cybersecurity is secure, and you need the people to make sure that they understand everything. So I honestly think cybersecurity is what Dr. Haseeb's definition is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what made you write a book like this? Where does your inspirations coming from?
Yeah, so for my book, The Struggle is Real, Blueprint to, sorry, my book. A blueprint to excellent cybersecurity discipline. I actually was inspired because I got laid off in 2018. I got laid off. I was laid off unemployed for 9 months. And on LinkedIn, I was sharing my process of finding a job, navigating. Even though I had 2 degrees and I had years of experience, I still was struggling to find a new position. So I was documenting my whole process on my blog, and I kept getting people asking me, you really should have a book. You really should write a book. You have enough content. And I heard it the third time from my mentor, and I said, you know what? Okay, every time I hear something 3 times, that means I have to do it. So after I heard the third time, I said, okay, let me start writing my book. So I ended up writing my book based on everyone asking me to write it.
Yeah, from your experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and what is one of the most surprising things you learned writing The Struggle is Real?
The most surprising thing that I learned is that the process of writing a book. So what I actually did was I had my blogs, but I decided to enroll in a 4 week, just like a 4 week accelerated ebook course that was created by Joanna Udo. Shout out to
Mhm.
her. So I got my book done in 4 weeks, and it was just the process of, okay, how to think of a title. What do you want your title to be? What type of people you want to interview in your book. So in my book, I share my story, but I also was able to share 9 other cybersecurity professionals on their path into cybersecurity to make sure that everyone understands that there is no linear path to get into cyber. You get to cyber into different ways.
And what are the three tips you can share with us to get people on the right track to start a career in cybersecurity?
Oh, yes. The three tips is one, you have to find a mentor. A mentor is very important because a mentor will help you determine your path. Or if, let's just say, example, you want to become a SOC analyst, just an example. You really don't know anything about it, but if you find a mentor that's already a SOC analyst, they'll be able to navigate you on, okay, well, this is the path I took. These are the resources that I used to get a role in SOC analyst, and this is how I can help you. Another good thing is networking. Networking is very important. Now, since everything is virtual, most of the time your job might be in the next Slack group or maybe a Discord group. You never know. So networking is very important. Now everything is digital. And then the third tip is just learning all the time, but make sure that you have a path while you're learning, because I find it often that a lot of people, certifications are great. However, a lot of people just get the cert without knowing what type of job they could have within that, the cert they study for. So actually having a path when you study, or knowing, okay, I want to be a SOC analyst, these are the certs that I have to study for. So those are like three tips for getting or starting into cyber.
Those are great tips. And now that we are almost like a year and a half into a pandemic, what is your advice for people seeking employment in cybersecurity?
Oh, yes. So my advice is now, because I'm actually looking for a new job myself, but outside the government space. So what I have learned is that there are a lot of jobs that are remote. Then there are a lot of companies that actually are remote first, which basically means they implemented the remote lifestyle. So instead of seeing some companies that might say temporarily remote, you might have to come back on site, focus your job search on remote only companies or remote first companies.
So now tell us where can we get your book and how they can reach out to you?
Yeah, so everyone, you can get my book on my website, which is katiasilife.tech. And you can also connect with me on Twitter at katiasilife, or you can follow me on LinkedIn, which is just my first name, Katia, and my last name, Dean.
Okay, so thank you so much, Katia, for your time. We had a wonderful interview with you, great tips, and hope you all the best with your book. And we wish you a wonderful rest of the week.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.